stop me.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following special challenge match is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, accompanied by Miss Brooks from Wall Street in Manhattan, New York, Robert Roode.
After Christian Cage got in the ear of Robert Roode earlier tonight and convinced him that Booker T and TNA will be a detriment to Roode's career, Roode and Booker agreed to settle it in the ring.
You can see Miss Brooks tentatively walking down the ramp, looking into the stands for that crazy super fan of Robert Roode's. We remember what happened with him recently on Impact.
Earlier tonight, Christian Cage convinced Robert Roode that you can't trust anybody in TNA, especially Booker T. Robert Roode said he would take care of the Booker T situation, and as a result, we have this one-on-one matchup.
Accompanied by Charmel from Houston, Texas, Booker T!
For Booker T, confrontations and showdowns like the one earlier tonight with Robert Roode are nothing new. The man who has had an incredibly rewarding career, holding championships everywhere that he's been, looks to add to his legacy by joining TNA and winning the TNA World Heavyweight Championship. But Don West, with goals like that, Booker is going to have to prove himself against new and unfamiliar to him competition like Robert Roode. Booker T's Impact debut is also the first ever meeting between him and Robert Roode, a meeting that was quite honestly fueled by Christian Cage.
Mike, you can feel the electricity here in the Impact Zone. I mean, the anticipation for his first match on Impact has been going crazy ever since Genesis. Now, we're finally going to get to see Booker T in the ring as he takes on Robert Roode.
How about the phenomenal AJ Styles? I never expected to see AJ bring the alliance and coalition together, I guess at least as much as humanly possible, but I have the feeling that nobody, and I mean nobody, should screw with either Christian Cage or Kurt Angle.
Well, one thing we know about both those guys, they're competitors, and they hate to lose. And you could just tell by that look on Christian Cage's face that you better not mess with him either, because he wants to get the victory.
Robert Roode takes Booker T, positions him in the corner, and you notice that Robert Roode stepped away. I thought we were going to have a clean break. Roode tried to get in a shot, but Booker T cuts him off, unleashes in the corner. Forearm shots directed to the head of Robert Roode.
Oh, great shots right there by Booker T. And we know how confident he is. We know how cocky Robert Roode is. But beautiful kick by Booker T. 1, 2. Robert Roode gets his shoulder up in time, and I got to see that kick again. I mean, it just came so quick, so fast. Look at that shot to the head of Robert Roode. What I was going to say is you can see a spine buster there. He goes for a penitent again. You got to wonder if, even though he won't show it, if deep down Robert Roode's a little intimidated by being in there with a legend like Booker T.
At the same time, what an opportunity this is for Robert Roode. He's talked about how for 4 years, Don, that he's proven himself here in TNA. The fact that he didn't want Booker T to come in and take his spot. Well, this is your chance to put up or shut up Robert Roode, defeat somebody like Booker T in his Impact debut, and man, that would really send shockwaves throughout the wrestling world.
You could see Miss Brooks was uneasy in her chair, still looking for that super fan, that crazy woman that follows Robert Roode everywhere she goes. Think about this, too. Another statement Robert Roode can make. I mean, making it to everybody. That you're not just going to come in here and take over in TNA. And I mean, he really and truly knows that if he can beat Booker T in this situation right here, then he can't be ignored. That everything he says is going to come to fruition and people are going to have to respect it.
Series of shots in the corners. A knife edge chop. The shots to the side of the head by Booker T, and it just dropped Robert Roode directly on his back, and wife Charmel loves every bit of it.
And look at that look on the face of Booker T. I mean, you can just see it. You can see the grin. I mean, he's excited to be in this ring. As you can see the back of Robert Roode blow up as he gets a 2 count again. He can feel the adrenaline, and you know he is so happy to be here in TNA.
You sense the excitement. At the same time, the confidence level as well. The quick reversal, and Robert Roode's going to try and turn things around, and does, as as he just took Booker up into the air and dropped him throat first across that top steel cable, charges across, drops him with a spinning neck breaker. Here we go.
One, two.
No, 2 count only. Commercial break upcoming. When we return to Impact, more of Booker T and Robert Roode. And welcome back, everyone, to Thursday Night Impact. Quick roll-up here for Robert Roode. Tried to get the win over Booker T in his Thursday Night Impact debut.
What a clothesline right there is another 2 count, but Robert, wait a minute.
Whoa!
There's that crazy fan, and you can see, oh my God! I can't even believe she's in here after everything that happened, and you can see that evil look on her face, but you can see how far she's staying away from Miss Brooks.
Yeah, I'm surprised she is here in the Impact Zone after Ms. Brooks dragged her over the steel guardrail, but at the same time, Don, you can see that she's distancing herself from Ms. Brooks, and that's probably no surprise.
And that gives me flashbacks of Glenn Close and Fatal Attraction right there. That's a wicked look on her face. You can see Robert Roode pulling back on the chin. He is just getting more and more confidence as this match goes on, and again, you see that crazed look in that girl's eyes.
Want to remind you still to come tonight on Impact, that 8-man tag team match. You talk about star power. Christian Cage and Kurt Angle on the same side, joining forces with AJ Styles and Tomko to face Kaz, Scott Steiner, Abyss, and Samoa Joe, and it's going to be real interesting to watch the situation between Angle and Christian play out in that 8-man tag.
Well, something else I want to watch is how the Angle Alliance works together, because let's face it, this Sunday at Turning Point, it's going to be AJ Styles and Tom. Oh, what a spine buster right there by Robert Roode. 1, 2, oh, he gets the shoulder up. And of course, Kurt Angle joining the tag team champions as they take on the return of Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and how about them bringing Samoa Joe to be their partner?
DDT, Roode on Booker T. Here we go, leg hook, no 2 count again, and you have to give credit here to Robert Roode, who goes right back for another pin attempt. And now you can see the intimidation tactics of Robert Roode getting right in the face of referee Earl Hebner.
Well, he's just been relentless, one shot after another, but how about Booker T? He just won't be pinned. And you can see he's asking for the chair from Miss Brooks, and Miss Brooks, he wants that chair, and she's tentatively handing it to him.
Yeah, a little hesitant on the part of Ms. Brooks, but finally she hands in the steel chair to Robert Roode. Referee Hebner has his back turned. Oh no, swing and a miss by Roode, and there's the kick by Booker T.
Booker T just nailed him right in the face, and now you can see he's feeding up the crowd, getting him to pick him up as Robert Roode is wobbling. Get to his feet, and there he is, right to the guts.
Double him over with that boost to the midsection. There's the axe kick to the back of the head with authority. Here's the pin.
2, got it.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner, Booker T.
Booker T, victorious in his debut here on Thursday Night Impact. But you think back through this match, and I think you'll agree with me that Robert Roode took him to the limit. Look at Christian Cage.
Out of nowhere, here comes Christian Cage, and we remember the confrontation that they had a couple of weeks ago on Impact, and now Robert Roode, Christian Cage working together, putting the boots, takes the chair and jams it into the ribs.
Think about what Christian Cage said earlier. You can't trust anybody here in TNA. Booker has no respect for any of us, Robert Roode, and we need to take him out to protect our spots. And now Charmel backing up, and Christian's got that steel chair. Is that Kaz?
Here comes Kaz, and here he goes. One shot for Roode, one shot for Cage, and back and forth on them both, and that gives Booker T time to get to his feet.
Booker back up. Booker and Christian square off, and Kaz just tossed Robert Roode out to the floor.
Both of them now, and you can see that satisfied look on the face of Miss Brooks as Charmel. She barely got out of there thanks to Kaz, and now Kaz face to face with Booker T, telling him I've got your back. Jim Cornette of TNA Management, I know you're watching this back on the monitor. I think we'd love to see these four get together at Turning Point.
Oh, I've got to agree.